Hello everyone, welcome to Learn and Earn. Today we are going to talk about Data Studio dashboards and particularly very important element in the dashboard which is known as tables. So this is a sample dashboard which we are going to make at the end of our course, right? So for example, I want to create a table like this in which I have industry column with it, and against that industry I also have profit and loss related to that industry. So as you remember in my episode 1, I have explained you how we can connect Data Studio dashboard with Google Sheet data, right? So this was our data, right, in Google Sheets, and I've made a dashboard in the Data Studio like this. So if I go and select any other industry, so it will change data accordingly for that particular industry, right? So we are going to make this type of dashboard, and we are also going to improve the quality of our dashboards, and we'll learn what all important things are there. So before doing that, right, we must first understand what are tables and what all options do we have in tables in the Data Studio dashboard. So let's begin. So this is my blank Data Studio dashboard in which I have already linked my backend data of the Google Sheet. Now I want to insert a table, right? So we have a section here, insert. I'll click on insert. I'll go to insert table. I'll click this and I'll click again on the page. As soon as I click it, it will give me some data, right, which I can change according to my requirement. For example, in this particular dashboard I have industry and I have profit and loss, and I want to show the profit and loss of all the industries in a table, right? So the main important driving you can say sections in the table on the right hand side is setup. So we have two sections here. One is setup and one is style. Style is basically used for the formatting of this particular part. If you want to do conditional formatting or any other type of changes in font, color and all, style is used. And setup is basically how my table will look. So basically how many columns will be there, what are the metrics should be there and all, everything. So let's start working on it. So as you can see, there is data written here, right? So under this we have all the columns present which are in our backend, from date to industry. Everything is present here, right? So we have a pool of all the columns on the section, and we have a setup section where we have dimensions and metrics. So in a table, right, in Data Studio, dimension means columns, or you can say a text that we want to show to our viewer. So in this case I want to show industry, so I'll go to industry, I'll drag and drop the industry over stock name so that stock name disappears. So as soon as I drag and drop the industry here, the table adjusts itself, right? So we can see all the industry here, only and only industry and not the stock name. And we have a record count here, and record count is coming from this section. So a table is basically made of two things. One, the attributes, and the second is the metrics. So this is the attribute, okay, and this is a metrics part. Now I want profit and loss column in here, right? So by default record count was there. I can remove that particular part, and I'll just go here and I'll pick the profit and loss and will replace it. Now I know that I have industry and I also have a profit loss column here. Now so basically in this particular section in setup, we know that dimension gives you the text part or the attribute part of the table, and metrics give you the numericals part. Now if I go down, right, we have another option that is rows per page. So I want to show only few rows in a page. So for example, in this case we only have 4, right? So I'll just go and I'll just try 5, or I just try 1. So this will only show one row. So this is IT sector, right? So if I go and select 10, it will show me 10. 1 4/4. So the total number of industry in my backend is 4. That's why it is showing only 4. Now I also want if I also want a summary in this table, which is very important when we provide a tabular form of data. So I will go and click on show summary. It will sum up everything, whether it is minus, plus, whatnot. It will sum up everything and it will give me a data grand total here, right? Similarly, if I want to sort the data, right, now see, we have industry here as a column and a profit and loss. In the sort section, you can see it is already by default selected, right? So you want to sort by industry, or you want to sort by profit and loss. So obviously when we are giving data in a table form, usually the table is formatted as per the metric. So I'll go and try to sort by profit and loss, okay, and that too in descending or is ascending order, for example. So I can get the least value here, okay, and the biggest value down. So it is in this fashion. See, it will change itself as you change the option here. Now we have secondary option. For example, if I will also have a separate column, it's a different column altogether. For example, I have a revenue. Okay, so for revenue, I have to bring the revenue here first. As soon as revenue comes here, I also get an option for revenue, total revenue. Okay, I'll click on this and I'll click by descending. So it will basically sort with the two conditions. One is profit and loss ascending, and second, total revenue with descending order. Okay. Now we also have default date range. So this particular section will be discussed in further videos. So if I talk about tables, so if I talk about tables, we have talked about the attributes part. We have talked about the metrics, how we can bring the metrics in the table, right? Then number of rows in a particular table we can populate. Then how to get a summary of that particular table, how to sort that table in columns, everything. Now we also have a filter here, right? This filter is basically it's a simple filter as we apply in Excel or Google Sheets. So for example, if I click on this filter, right, it will give me an option. So for example, I only want IT sector, okay, IT sector, just in case, right? So I will include this, select a field will be industry, okay. I know that IT industry is equals to industry equals to, and I'll, for example, in this case, I'll just write down consumer products, right, which is written here, consumer products. I'll save it. So if I apply this filter, I will only get consumer products filter, right? So we have a filter option also in tables, right? So this is a basic layout of a table where we can change the attributes, we can change the metrics, we can sort them, we can have a grand total, we can also have a filter applied as per our conditions. Now for example, I have created this table and I want to, you can say, I want to style it, right? I want to style it. I'll go to style section and I'll first, the first common thing which we also do in Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets is that we apply conditional formatting. So I want any number which is less than 0 should be highlighted as red. So it will be a single color, that is red, okay. Format rules will be select field, okay. Now I want to highlight the color in profit and loss statement. I'll click profit and loss, select a condition which is less than equals to 0, okay. Go down, entire row, instead of entire row I'll just go with profit and loss. I'll select the color and I'll save it. Anything which is less than 0 will be highlighted as red. Similarly, I can add another rule here. I can go to profit and loss, greater than or equal to 0. For example, I'll take profit and loss and I'll give it as green. Okay. So if there is green, if there is value which is greater than 0, it will turn as green. Same we can do in total revenue as well. So this is a very important part and it can change the entire layout, right? The look and feel of the table, and it will highlight your data points which you want to show. After that, we also have wrap text in this. We also have show header. So if I remove this, the headers will be removed. Okay, and for example, if the length of this text is very high, right? So I can wrap text. So basically, it's very less. That's why it's not coming. So we can wrap the text as well, right? Now if I talk about the font size, we can change 14 to 18, for example. The header font has been changed. The style can also be changed, right? Okay, now we have table colors. If I want to change this gray color from gray to yellow, and if I want to highlight these rows in blue, for example, alternate rows in blue, right? So I'll just do this. So you can choose any type of color. You can make your table as you want, right? We have an option to change the font. We have two option to change the color, everything else. So if I go down, I can also change the text font of the table as well. I'll just increase it to 18, for example, so it is more visible here. I'll just increase the size of the table, right? The font can also be increased. Similarly, the font also, we have an option to change the font as well, right? So if I talk about table body, row numbers, if you don't want the column here, you can untick this. If you want, you can tick this. Wrap text is for wrapping all the text in the table. Horizontal scrolling is for the scrolling part, right? And then I come to table footer, show pagination. So basically this section will be removed. See this part, so basically this is very helpful in the table, because we know how much more data is present in the table, and we can accordingly switch to different pages, right? We want. So if I want the compactness, I can click the compactness. And so basically this is basically this missing data and all. This is pretty, you can say, advanced stuff. So this is all about basic stuff of a table. We can style, we can do conditional formatting, we can change the color, we can change the font, we can have grand total, we can show the pagination and extra, etc. So as moving forward, so for example, if I talk about dimensions, right? We were having dimensions here, this section, dimension. So this tile is talking about these dimensions. So if I go to this dimension section, right, and I want everything to be right side, so it will take to right side. I want it in middle, I can click on this. On the left, I can click on this. Similarly, for each column, right, we have this option. So you can go and you can just change the alignment of the text. Then we have background color. We have these are basically pretty you can say advanced stuff for look and feel, but it's not related to directly to table, right? And if I want to, so see my table is looking like this, like, so there's no border and everything. So I can click on this part. I'll go to style, and if I want to change the border, 1 minute, yeah, add border shadow, and also okay, yeah. So basically, see, this table is now looking as a separate entity in the Data Studio dashboard. Earlier it was only giving me data, right? So this is more, you can say this is more prominent. It will look more prominent in your Data Studio dashboard. Now we have seen different aspect of tables, where we know we can change the attributes, we can change the metrics, then we can change the number of rows, how much rows we want to see. Then we can also untick and tick the summary row here, right? We can sort the data for any column in the metric section. Secondary sort is also present here. This particular section is for advanced users. We can leave it as it is. Now if I talk about filter, I can also add a filter here. If I talk about styling of a table, we have different option here. We can apply conditional formatting, multiple conditional formatting in different columns. We can show headers, we can wrap the text, we can color the particular rows in the table as we required, right? We can change the font as well, and there are multiple options here. So like for example, alignment and all. So this is all for Data Studio dashboard tables. I hope you like this video. Please let me know the feedback in the comment section. Thank you very much.